Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to that's doggone it. I've been blowing
Hey,
my
everybody.
lead.
Me,
Hey.
Todd Novak. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. It's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death that you're listening to our show. Tony and I get to meet here once a week and have one of the best times of our week. The second best time is when he leaves and he doesn't have to talk to me anymore.
Well, that's true.
But we've got a really special show. This was one of the most requested guests that we've had. Yes, lots of people. Actually, quite a few of our former guests: Jeff Schroeder, AC Slade, Johnny Water, and Chris from R2R. So, guest, who are you?
How you doing? My name is Chris, and my company is called Black Cat Guitar, and I do repairs, restorations, and I also wind hand-wound pickups. And
it seems as though you're known for the pickups.
That's funny you say that, because I am now, but I've been doing the repair thing for 25 years and the pickup thing for only about 10 of those.
Okay.
So I started out as a repair person, and I kind of learned the winding thing as a necessity because I didn't want to send like vintage stuff that was dead out to the rewind guys anymore.
Wow. Okay, well, we're going to learn all about that because if I hadn't asked, I never would have known unless I went to the website and checked it all out and all that stuff. Anyways, so where can people find the things that you do online?
Oh, yeah, I'm everywhere on social media, but I also have a running website, which is just blackcatguitar.com.
Okay, so whilst... and at the same time, you're listening to our show, then you can go check out Black Cat Guitars and be well armed for our conversation to be. All right.
And correction, it's just singular, Black Cat Guitar, just so we're clear.
One guitar.
One guitar.
Yes.
One singular sensation.
Yes. Now, Chris, you are also known out there as Cat. So if people are like, who's this Chris guy? I only know Cat from Black Cat Guitar.
Yeah, that's a half and half thing. Over the years, I used to sign my initials to a lot of work orders when I worked for like other music stores, and my initials are CAT. So after a while, people started to just come in and ask for Cat, and it just like caught on. So I have a lot of people who still call me Chris, but a lot of people who call me Cat.
Okay, all right, Steve, this is going to work out just fine.
His name is Mike.
Sorry, my bad, Mike. We'll go by Chris today. We'll keep it formal.
Yes.
And you'll think you're in trouble the whole time. And now if we say Chris Alfred, then you're really in trouble.
Christopher
Alfred.
That's, no lie. That sounds like my grandparents or my mom. Yeah.
Cool.
You are in big trouble.
Yes. Well, he is now because he's on a show. And he can't get out, really. I mean, he could, but, that wouldn't be.
Technical difficulties and such.
All right. We got a couple of announcements, everybody. Number one, remember that box of pedals that we got from Mike and Nazi and I?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, I got it worked out.
Oh, did you?
I got a grid. I've got the whole thing. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out.
Did you put a matrix together?
I did. I try to do things the right way. And our first pedal that is being given away. And Chris, for your edification, what this is, we had a former patron of our show who basically is moving on from guitar, and he still loves the community, and he sent us a big box of used pedals that he wanted me to distribute amongst our other supporters. So that's
amazing.
Yeah. So this first one is, and now this is an interesting pedal because I think people seem to either love it or scratch their head at it. It's the Series 10. Ibanez. No, wait, it's not the 10. The 10 is the one with the side where the rubber thing is only on half of the side.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this is.
Shoot. This is the one that has the
retractable
knobs.
Retractable knobs. I forgot the series. But anyways, it's the Ibanez FZ7 fuzz. Yes. And I'm just, I'm all nervous because Chris is online. I forgot it. So anyways, so this is going to Michael Van Zant.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Ain't that sweet?
And this is going to be showing up at his place in, a handful of days, however it takes the shipping people to, my shipping team.
Yes, get your team
back at
together.
home. I'll
maybe
get them right on this.
Yes, have one guy do the bubble wrap, one guy do the boxing, another guy do the postage.
Yes, and all of these are in working order. I did make sure. So, Michael, much appreciation. Thank you so much for supporting our show. We have several more to give away, and we need to say a huge thank you to Mike Nazianale for that. Next week is going to be we've got a Proco Rat. Things like brand new.
Cool.
So we're going to give that away. Also, I got a note from our pal, Ralph Gottschalk from
Wonderful Audio Technology. What?
Yes, he sent a note because when we had just had him on the show, he was go back and listen to that if you haven't already. He's a great guest. He said, "Yo, Todd. So during the podcast, you asked me to report on what I thought about the new cabinet and speakers we chatted about. So here are my initial thoughts. He just got the Mojo Tone West Coast 1x12 last week and installed an Eminence Hemp Dog into it. He says, the amp I am pairing it with is my Mesa Boogie Lone Star Classic running 6L6s. I brought the cab to band practice and was absolutely blown away by the sound. It filled the room perfectly and gave me just the right amount of cut through the mix without being overbearing or harsh. What a combo." I just said that with like a little bit of extra. What a combo! That's probably what he wants me to say. I'm going to have to try the Celestion Redback one day, but right now I couldn't be happier with the Hemp Dog.
Excellent.
Thanks, Ralph, for giving us the follow-up on that.
Love it.
I had been, wondering every single night since you got off the phone with us what was going on with this. But thank you. Now I can go to sleep like a normal human being. All right. Let's get on with what's going on in our music world this week. We're going to start off with Tony Baloney.
Yep.
And then we're going to check in with Chris.
Well, this week, interesting. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but
you probably have.
It's likely that I have. I'm old and I repeat myself, that sort of thing. But I just happened to catch it on the news. In fact, this afternoon. And it's just something that I'm going to file this under some heroes don't wear capes.
Okay.
All right. So the news story is Brad Paisley presents a girl and a young lady in the audience. I think she just turned 8. It was her birthday. She wanted him to sign she was wearing a pink cowboy hat. And she just wanted him to sign it for her for her birthday. So he signs it for her. And then he says, you know what? Growing up a kid is tough. This is what helped me. So he actually takes the guitar that he's playing, signs it, and hands it to her.
Holy mackerel.
So now I've seen Brad a couple of times. I do work for Bill Crook, who builds.
Right. You do the pick guards for it.
Pick guards, yeah.
Yeah, for Brad Paisley's stuff.
Yeah. And so I've had a great couple of times to see him live, and he is a fantastic guitar player. Whether or not
he's all right.
I don't like country music, but this guy, he's
pretty good.
He's pretty darn good.
Yeah,
and I've seen him I've seen him. I think traditionally every show he gives a hat.
I think he could work a little bit more on his cage technique.
Maybe so. Yeah, practice those scales a little bit, Brad.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get good someday.
Yeah.
But and I know a couple of times, and I think it's happened maybe even back a month or so ago that he gave a guitar away. Now, is he giving away his prime possessions? No. I mean, I watched the story, and it says Squire on the headstock, so.
Thanks for ruining it, Tony.
Yeah, but it was right there on the news.
Christmas.
You could see Squire on the headstock. Okay.
Still,
and that's cool. And the fact that it's signed and that he presented it, I think is really cool. But above and beyond that, I just think that the fact that he takes the time, and it's probably a drop in the bucket to buy a Squier Telecaster, right?
You think?
Yeah. For him.
For him? Yeah.
And he probably has a separate semi loaded
he had to
with
keep
these
his
things.
milk money for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. He had to save up. But anyhow, I just think that it's great that and the times that I've seen him, and traditionally it's always a kid in the audience that gets something, not some super fan or anything like that. So I think it's great that he does stuff like that. And this little girl was just thrilled. She says, I'm going to learn to play guitar, but I'm not playing that one till I'm really good.
That's sweet.
It was cute.
Yeah.
So,
All
anyhow.
Right. Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Brad.
I appreciate that. And thanks, Brad. Yes. Okay, Chris, do you have something that is well, I'm sure you have something that's more interesting than that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man!
Wait, what was the question again?
What is the average airspeed of a laden swallow?
Yes. Yeah, what's going on in your music world, man?
What's going on in my music world right now? The last thing I went out and did or saw was when I went and saw one of my customers play recently, Christian Martucci. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know Christian, but he's a well-known touring, gigging guitar player, and he's in a band called The Drowns right now. So that was the last show I went out to.
The Drowns.
What kind of music is that?
God, it's like old school kind of New York punk-ish,
cool.
I would call it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's cool, yeah. But Christian has played with a whole lot of people from he did the Black Star Rider with the Thin Lizzy guys, and then he was also in was that Stone Sour band?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Christian's a really cool guy. He's a great customer, and he just came through Boston, so I went and saw him. And with my music world right now, I got a guitar project I started recently for myself, which was I'm doing a Carina Junior style guitar with a humbucker in it.
Double cut or single?
Single, yeah.
Nice.
But I do have some double cut juniors as well.
Very cool. Yes, there's something about that body shape. It's magnetic. I don't know what it is. I got a double cut.
Flat top guitar. So single pickup. I'm a sucker for single pickup guitars. So
you P90s in that, yeah.
Yeah. That's why the one I'm building now, it's always been my dream to just have a junior single cut with a humbucker, because I have vintage double cut and single cut P90 juniors, but I always just wanted traditional, because I've always been a kind of a Les Paul guy, but I tend to be a bridge pickup guy. So I wanted to build myself a single pickup version.
Nice, very cool. And that's, you said it's Carina?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or is it like do you have it like distressed, or is it just spanky?
This one I'm doing I am one of those people who is okay and into the relic guitar thing, and I've built in relic some guitars over the years. But this one I'm just doing. I really love old like French polish shellac finishes that they did on violins, because I had a violin repair person show me how to do that years ago. And so this one's just getting, because it's such a beautiful piece of wood, it's just getting a hand-rubbed, shellac, mixing my own shellac finish.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, hopefully. Yeah.
How many coats do you usually have to do on something like that?
How many layers, or how many?
Well, how many layers, I guess you would say.
Yeah, so the cut I do on the mix is 50-50 on this one, but I usually it's about 2 weeks, one coat a day, so I'll do about 14, you know what I mean, coats. Nice. One, just light coats over time, yeah. And it does a very thin but very, solid finish. Yeah.
And then at the end, you just buff it out, right?
Yeah. It's interesting, too, because you use oil, to do the French polishing. And every morning when you wake up, you can just rub that oil off. It comes to the surface. So the oil helps with the friction of doing a rubbed finish. So it's not all tacky when you try to do the next finish and rub it in. And then the oil all rises to the top of it. And you like in the morning, you can just feel it there. It's just like a, top layer of oil that you kind of wipe off and then start over again.
That's cool.
Tony's familiar with that.
That's usually my hair treatment.
Yeah. Who shellacked my tub?
Yeah. And now, is that what you meant by what's going on in my rock world, I guess? I don't know.
All of that stuff counts just fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A+.
Yes. Well done. Well done.
What about you, Todd Lee?
Well, I got something. I had a whole bunch of stuff, so it was actually kind of tricky to figure out what I wanted to talk about. But yesterday kind of sealed the deal because I opened up a box.
Where was this box from?
France.
France. We come from France.
Yes. Well, he does anyway. It was a box from Dr. No. And when I got the box, I walked in, and I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to dramatize this or anything. I stood there, and I just looked at the box. And I didn't check to see who it was from because I knew, because it had way too much paper on it and stuff. And I was like, this one is from Dr. No. And I let it sit on the table kind of all night. And then before I went to sleep, I went and I put it downstairs, and I looked at it again. And then I woke up in the morning, and I just kept looking at it because I was like, I didn't know how to open this without I wanted to make the most of it. But I also was like, I didn't feel I guess worthy of what was inside. And that was kind of the hitch. I did call you.
Yes.
You never pick up my calls.
Not on Sundays.
And sorry, Sabbath. Right?
Yeah, Black Sabbath day.
Yes. Because I was like, do I do the normal unboxing thing down at do we do it here in front of the with the new video stuff? And
so what did you do?
Well, I just did it. I was like, I can't take this anymore. And I opened it up, and the video's online. But he sent a gold skull fuzz to. It's just incredible. The craftsmanship on this, and the box alone. I've showed a handful of people. I took it into work and showed a couple people. I showed it to you. The box alone is pretty outstanding. As boxes go, this is a very, very nice box.
Yeah.
And silk screen on the top, and he wrote, "Would you rather?" on the bottom. Send a little note. But this is just a remarkable piece of equipment. To call it equipment is actually, it's kind of a sin. This is a work of art.
I would like to see a little better joinery on the corners. But.
Okay. Chris, if you're not familiar, I encourage you to check out our Instagram, because it'll have the unboxing of it. But if you go to Dr. No, and anybody else listening, go to Dr. No, and you will see the skull Octafuzz. I think it's called the Octafuzz. It's the flat one, not the one that looks like an actual human skull. Because he has one of those too.
Yes, he does. He also has the turd one too.
Yes, he has the turd one. This is not the turd one.
Yeah.
This is it's a skull facing out to your audience.
Well, please tell me it's got LED eyes.
The other one, the actual one that's the anatomically correct human skull.
Yeah.
It does have the
cool.
crazy eyes.
Love
one, it doesn't, but it honestly, it doesn't even need it. It's so remarkable looking.
Yep.
And
it says fuzz.
It says fuzz.
It's molded
real big
into
on the back. It's molded. And it's just, I'm just blown away by it. Not only by the actual pedal itself, but the fact that he sent it. And let me do one up on this.
Do it.
Give me the paper, Tony.
Well, there's this one.
No, not that one.
Not that one.
The other one, Tony.
This one.
All right, here we go. Hope you guys are doing well. Enjoying your episodes of the Guitar Knobs podcast so much, especially during the countless hours of soldering my gear. As a thank you for all the valuable things you do in the community and to inspire others, here's something I'd like to give back. I also created a code for your listeners and fans. They can use the code Guitar Knobs, all one word, at the Dr. No website, drno-effects.com, to get a 15% discount on their purchase. These are all being shipped from France, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he has dealers here. As I and probably a lot more of your fans of the podcast would like to see and hear more what you do, and also to help develop new endeavors to expand the podcast, I would like to donate 10% of every purchase that is used in the code as a silent sponsorship. Thank you, and enjoy. Fuzz, fuzz, fuzz. Dr. No. How freaking cool is that? It's just... I never expect what this stuff, Anyways, I'm going to go on and on. He's going to be on the show. So we're going to have him come on the show and talk about this and all the other new things that he's doing in the near future. So be looking out for that. And just a final and huge gratuitous thank you to Dr. No for this. Also, almost forgot. He sent the KFC boost, the KFC soft sauce dispenser boost. It's a crystal boost. It's got all kinds of lore to it. You have to go to a website and do some crazy registering, and it activates things, and it's awesome. It's just, he's so inventive.
Totally.
Just creativity from this guy is just crazy. All right. You know what I used to hook up their skull fuzz?
I have no idea.
I wish it should have been gold, but it was just a black one, but that's okay. Tour Gear Designs patch cables.
Good. Excellent choice.
It worked out just well because I put the boost right in front of that, hooked those two together.
Yeah.
If you are in need of patch cables, and we all know that you are, don't pretend that you're not. You always need patch cables. These patch cables are dandy, and we've been using them exclusively for several years now, thanks to Tour Gear, because they gave us a code, Tony. So when you load up your cart at tourgeardesigns.com and you get these patch cables, which save so much room on your pedal board.
You could probably fit an extra pedal or two on your pedal board.
Absolutely can do that, because it's not the big pancake jacks. It's not... big ones that extend on
we
sides
call
like Frankenstein bolts.
Low profile.
Very low profile.
And very flat cables.
Flat cables.
Almost crepish.
Almost crepish, if you know what that is. And anyway, so they gave us a code. You're going to save 15%.
15%!
If you put in the guitar knobs in the
coupon code.
Coupon code. Thank you, Tony.
That's nice.
Yes, so load it up. Thank you, Tour Gear, for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the floor. All right, Chris from Black Cat Guitar, One Guitar. What is your 4 on the floor?
My 4 on the floor. Typically, I would say not on the floor.
Okay, fair play.
But I do. I'm one of those less is more guys. So a lot of times gigging, it will be just a cable into an amp, kind of thing. But I do own pedals. I do love pedals, and I do use pedals a lot. I would say top 4. Number 1 is always a Range Master. I build treble boosters. I build and mod them. I do like full range boosters. So a couple of my customers, that's like one of kind of my little like secret underground sales once in a while. Mm-hmm. So a couple of my customers have those, hand built with NOS germanium transistors.
Awesome.
I also love fuzz, all fuzz circuits.
Well, hang on. Give us a little bit of time on. You just glossed over something pretty awesome. What do you like enclosure wise? What are we looking at here?
I do the large box. So old school,
like the amp top.
I've done the AM top styles for people, but most people want a pedal platform now. I mean, the treble booster was originally created to throw on top of British amps to brighten them up, right. And the reality is now people want to stomp on them. Mm-hmm. And I do love a good traditional treble booster, but I prefer to do a full range booster, which is an easy, single cap mod in those pedals to change them from very trebly to a more full range. But it's always been especially modded in that way. It's always been my favorite somewhat transparent boost. I've had a lot of clean boosts over the years, transparent boosts, but the organic sound of a full range master just always did it for me. It just sounded like my amp boosted up slightly for solos and stuff like that. So it's always
like it's in a street fight.
Yeah, so I do the large box, the like kind of Mark III style boxes.
Yeah.
And I do that. I get the roto sound size boxes, and I do, for most of my customers, I do a clickable one. So it's traditional,
like a rotary
booster.
Switch on it.
Yeah, just a 3-way clickable, and it will be traditional treble booster. It will be full range, and the third, which I call the Black Sabbath mod, which was the kind of Tony Iommi modded Rangemaster, which was a very bassy one. Yeah. So awesome. I usually do that. Yeah, because people love to have options, right? With the pedals.
So these aren't like you're not in production of these. These are like if you know, and you call you up kind of thing. Yeah,
I do them and sign them, and there's probably maybe a dozen out there right now. So because I'm just too busy with I was doing pedals, I was building amps for a while. I was doing it all, and it was just after a while I was like, I got to concentrate on, my life as well as the repair things. So I kind of stuck with still doing repairs and restorations and then winding pickups. But I do the pedals on the side. If I slow up a bit and someone's on the list, because I do have a couple people on a list waiting for them, I will build a pedal out and send it on its way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How about number 2?
Number 2 is a fuzz, which is, that's, that could be number 1 as well, because those two are interchangeable. I always called the Rangemaster just a single transistor fuzz, but it loses that fuzziness, I feel like, because it is a single transistor, the Rangemaster. But a fuzz, the simplicity of the fuzz circuit and just the sound of fuzz pedals, especially recording. I used the Rangemaster more live for boosting, and fuzzes I would use on maybe a song or two, but it would typically, like in the studio, I love using a fuzz because that's where they really shine, I think.
Any one in particular you favor?
Well, I build my own as well with those, and I'm a huge fan of the major traditional ones. Like for me, the 2 tops would be the Tone Bender and the Fuzz Face.
Gotcha.
And I've owned and tried them all. I've built like so many different circuits. You know what I mean? The muffs and stuff like that. So I know my fuzzes, and I just always go back to the more traditional, simple fuzz circuits. Yeah.
Outstanding. Number 3.
Number 3 would be a wah. Yeah. I love a cock wah sound too. I will wah sometimes, but I like having a wah around mostly for the cocked sound.
Yeah.
So I've built myself a version of the gray wah. I love the first iteration of the Vox Gray wah, and I built a version because not a lot of people build that. You know what I mean? And the phasal inductor is different in those, and I built one of those that I have in pedal form, and I also built one that's just a single knob stomp on, so I didn't have to like try to cock into the position I wanted. I could just kind of turn the knob and put it in where I wanted. So yes, I love a good cocked wah.
Gotcha. And
number 4 is definite. It's always been in my collection, is a repeat percussion tremolo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Do you know those?
I am not as familiar with that. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, they're very choppy.
Well, I love a square, give me a square chop for sure.
Yeah, they're kind of the original one. So the Vox created the original repeat percussion, and it was a little box that you plugged into your guitar, and then plugged a cable into that, and you like flicked it on. You know, it was one of those little boxes that plugged in,
kind of like the Dan Armstrong stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But they also built it into a lot of the guitars. You know, the Vox had all those like onboard effects, the Vox guitars back in the day. Yeah. It was in that. I had one in an amp circuit that when I first learned about them, I had this old solid state Gibson amp that it kind of died, and I went to my local, repair tech, and I said to him, I love this tremolo in here, though. That's the only reason I want to save this amp. And he looked at it and he's like, yeah, this is just a Vox repeat percussion. And that's like what's, sparked my interest. And I started to get the pedal forms of them, because a couple people do them too. I think, what's their names? The big Earthquaker devices. Their Hummingbird tremolo, I think it is based off of the repeat percussion.
I'm also looking at the Sign Labs one. It's called the Reptard tremolo. Something like that. It looks like they tried to make it like Voxy looking and stuff. But yeah, there's a handful of things out there.
Oh yeah, there's people. Yeah, it's just not a very popular one, and some people don't name it that. So I think a lot of people don't know exactly what it is unless you've come across it over the years, kind of thing. Yes.
Fair. Well, that's really cool. That's the first time that has been on the show. And let's see. Oh my, what? Holy mackerel. I just looked at something that I might have to get. That's a problem when we have four on the floors. Usually ends up in getting
and
something.
I should plug someone for that too, because for years I had a vintage one, and I never found one that was like an exact replica of that until I found that Acid Fuzz guy. Do you know him out in California?
Acid Fuzz.
Yeah, he's like R2R, started before him, but does very, very accurate reproduction fuzz pedals.
Right.
He decided to make a version of it. He makes a really great version of it, and that's the one I have now and use the most.
Got it. I see the repeater right now. It's just called the repeater. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's got extras. The original always had one knob. It had an on-off switch like a Rangemaster and just one knob for the speed.
Yeah.
And his is nice because it's got the level and the amount and all that. So.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm looking at the Sonic Boom, which has booster distortion and the repeater.
Yeah, that pedal is cool. Yeah,
Holy
a lot of
touring.
Yeah, he builds that one for a lot of touring artists.
Yeah. That's super cool. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. Maybe we can get him on the show.
Yeah, he's a really good builder.
Well, that is four that I probably would have expected that some variety of that lineup for you. Now, on to the meat of what we're doing here. We need to find out more about Black Cat Guitar, singular. And, the things that you're doing, we got called up because people are like, hey, you got to have him on the show to get him to talk about the pickups. And that's all I knew about you at that point. So the whole repair thing came after. And then subsequently just learned about the fuzz pedal, too. So that's pretty cool. You operate out of Boston area?
Yeah, Massachusetts, yeah.
Okay.
Just north of Boston.
North of Boston. Has that been were you born and raised there?
Yeah, stomping grounds. Yeah, I moved around a lot, when I graduated high school, but, always ended up back here. Yeah.
Now, how did you avoid without or not having the super, super thick accent there?
I don't know, maybe because I did move when I, first graduated high school. And, get around another environment, So yes, I don't. It still comes out once in a while.
It's a little bit there.
It's not like I try to hide it, but yeah, because I still have it. We all have it a little bit, but it depends on the area you grew up in around here too. People don't understand that. Some of the cities have really thick accents, and I don't mean just like Boston itself, but some of the outer cities, suburbs surrounding Boston have their own special strong accent.
Yeah. And then when everybody gets mad, then everybody sounds like Bill Burr, right?
Exactly.
So you cut your teeth early. I imagine quite a few bands you've been in.
Oh yeah. It was always up till recently. I always had some kind of band going. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Right now I do not. But I'm getting a little bit older and went through some medical stuff, which we don't have to talk about. But that kind of like put a halt to things for a little bit. But with that being said, since I was younger up until just a couple years ago, I can't remember not having a band going at some point.
Did you always kind of have that? I guess. Where your gear is at and things that you're leaning to the degree that I understand, it definitely is like in that I don't want to say classic rock and roll because then everybody thinks like Led Zeppelin and stuff, but like the classic vintage, guitar sound, just like straight ahead rock and roll.
That's let's just say yes. That's
okay.
Like it's always been me, except for I did have, and I'm not going to call it a phase. I knew it wasn't like I went through this phase and did this. I had a friend who him and I got along likewise as musicians, and he was super into post-punk, and he wanted me to be in the band with him. So there was a time of about 8 years where I was playing in a post-punk band with a giant pedal board with dual delays and reverbs. So I'm no stranger to having to do that. It's just that as soon as I was done with it, I couldn't wait to get back and plug my guitar with a short cable into like my Marshall again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've always been, and even as starting out, the first band I was in was very like stonesy, rootsy rock kind of thing, you know? So, yeah.
What was that band called?
The Cinch. That was my first band. And I should add to this too. I started out a drummer.
Oh.
So in the Cinch, I was a drummer. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I didn't switch to guitar until I was in a band with a longtime friend and co-writer, my friend Mark. We had a band going for a long time and lost our guitar player, and he wanted to get out and do some acoustic shows where we were looking for another guitar player. So I stepped up and started he showed me chords, and I started doing shows with him, and that turned into us songwriting together, and I just kept playing guitar. We looked for a drummer instead. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What was the first guitar that you got?
The first guitar I ever got for myself was a TV Yellow Special.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back then, like you could they were affordable.
They were free.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a vintage one. It was like the 90s, reissue one. And I had a lot of, I didn't want to say a lot of, but I had a couple vintage, even back then too, I was into like cool gear as a drummer. So I was like into the Ludwig's, Gretsch, Rogers. I had a red sparkle Rogers I loved. And I remember I sold a silver sparkle Ludwig to buy that guitar that. Yeah.
My brother, when I was cutting my teeth on guitar, he decided he wanted to try drums, and somehow we got a hold of an old Ludwig Oyster kit. I think it's called the Oyster. It's like the classic
like the Beatles.
Beatles, yeah. But
Silver.
And then we made too much racket, and I don't know where. I don't even remember where it went, but I would love to have that today. That would be fantastic. But,
Oh, of course. Yeah. I miss some of those for sure.
Yeah. Now, how did you get into the whole repairing thing?
So that's, I'm not going to even say it's interesting. That's just like kind of what everyone goes through when they first bring a nice guitar they have to someone like me. That's how it happened. I had bought, this was after the TV special on that, I bought a 50s reissue of the Les Paul custom, the early one with the two P90s with the staple neck one, those guitars.
Yeah.
I bought the first time they ever reissued those, and I saw it in a music store and I bought it, and it was a fretless wonder. And within no time, the frets were like down to nothing. And I brought it to a music store who sent it out to have it refretted. And I got it back, and I was just like amazed at how like clean and incredible the work was. And it didn't even seem like they had, someone had worked on it. It was so well done. And I was like, who did this? And my friend worked at the music store, and he was just like, oh, this guy, Pat. And he gave me his phone number, and I called him and I said, can I come by and visit the shop? And I did. And from there I was hooked. So I saved up a bunch of money and I went away to a Lutheran school out in Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I did that. And then I stayed out there longer. The school was
I thought you said you were Catholic.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding.
No,
that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay. The school was, I think, only like 6 months, but I stayed out a couple months longer and apprenticed out there. And then I came home and started, just went at it, which was a little scary at first, because you're finally working on actual customers'
somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, so that's how I did. It was just kind of going to someone like me years ago and being really into it. And I had always tinkered with my own guitars, and I was always very good with my hands. So it just seemed to be the right choice, and I was glad I did it, because I guess here I am today, still doing it 25 years later.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. You said someone like me, and not having met you, but knowing the people that recommended you, and then watching the little the film that we'll get to in a little bit, you seem like a well-traveled, weathered soul, in the best way possible.
Okay, thank you.
You know what I mean? Like a true, just rock and roll soul. Is that how you've always been, or is that?
Well, it's people have asked that to me before, and I guess, I grew up with parents who were antique dealers. I was always in and out of thrift stores. I liked old stuff. So even before old gear, I liked old things. So yeah, I guess it just kind of went hand in hand when I started doing guitars. And the other thing is I went away to building school. So when I got out, I was initially kind of focused on, okay, I'll do repairs to make some money, but I think I might want to be a builder. And immediately vintage stuff was coming in, and I was like, no, this is what I want to do. I want to take old stuff and make it good again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was way more into the restoration thing and could have cared less about the building once I started to get around real vintage gear. So yeah, I mean, I guess I've just always, been that way, been into,
See, I think that's really interesting, because a lot of people, maybe it's in the age that we're in, or at least the last 10 or 15 years, the idea of craft as a personal, I guess, a personal currency or legacy, or some way to feel like I'm contributing in some way to either the thing that I'm interested in, the world, life, whatever. I mean, the whole craftsmanship explosion that kind of kicked off about 15 years ago. It made, I think it also makes it difficult for people to not try to do that in some way. And maybe in a misguided way. So it sounds like you kind of, you made a real significant choice there, because most people at that point in time would have said, I need to make my mark and make my guitar and have my name on it, and that's going to be the thing that I contribute to, the world.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been that way, because I don't even know if I'm that way with the pickup thing. Because
well, you are now. I don't know if you.
I know, but I
artisan
am my own
pickup maker.
I know, but I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that, like promotional things.
Yeah.
Like, because with me, I've been doing the repair thing so long. When I started to do the winding thing, like I told you, I started winding out of not necessity, but I was like, I had been repairing so long. I was like, and someone came in, and I remember the scenario. Someone came in with and this wasn't the first time, came in with a 60 Strat with a dead pickup, and I usually sent it out to some winder. And I remember the winder I was using at the time went out of business, so I was like looking for someone else. And I was like, wait a minute, I should learn how to do this. And I remember still sending that Strat pickup out at the time, because I was like, I'm not going to learn on this guy's amazing 60s collectible Strat. So I still sent the pickup out to someone, but I said, I'm going to start to learn how to wind. So I read books. I started to build my own winders. But the reality was, I didn't plan on selling pickups. And even now, I'm like, I don't need to sell pickups to survive. So I'm lucky that way, because I've just let it kind of organically grow, the pickup thing, because it was like, this doesn't have to be a part of my business. Now I want it to be, because I love doing it. So let me add that too. I love winding. I love hearing other people on stage with my stuff. And it makes me really happy to do that for people. And it's kind of where I want my business to go more, but I don't push it in this way that
well, don't jinx it. Maybe the magic is that everybody thinks you hate it. He's awesome because he hates it.
Well, you know what is funny that I don't like doing is I still to this day could care less to make Strat pickups, and it almost makes it like you said, I almost do more Strat pickups sometimes because of that. If I'm feeling that or pushing that vibe out there.
I'm the same way with Strat pick guards. Oh my God! If I have to do
with Strats.
Yeah, well, yes. We know how you feel about Strats.
Yeah, well, there's too many screws and too many pickup holes in Strat pickups. Pick guards, I mean,
You know it.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's so interesting, but you had the edge that most people can't get until they've been doing something for a long time. You just weren't doing that thing yet, meaning your love, your affinity, your knowledge, and care of the vintage instruments, and not just the physical instruments, but the sounds that they represent, the sounds that they're going to make, the vibe that is attached to those things. Like, you're probably oozing that. So people are like, if anybody's going to make a good vintage pickup, it's got to be this guy.
Well, it's true in the fact, too, that most people don't. I say this to people a lot, too, and not just about vintage stuff, about new stuff. I'm like, I get to hear pickups that I would never even buy for myself. And that also goes, like you said, along with, I get to play and hear way more guitars and vintage guitars than most people ever get to, because they're coming in out of my door from customers. So being able to hear those. And then the other plus is that my strong suit because I'm not this shredding guitar player. I'm a good rhythm guitar player, and I like to songwrite. You know, my strong suit is the fact I have a really good ear for that stuff. So one of the things I could do was hear something and spend a lot of time then trying to make my own product sound like that, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it comes down to that. It comes down to parts. It came down to so many things, because the other thing that's the joke about the whole pickup winding thing is that I had been doing repairs for so long that I was getting really good at it. And I was just like, I can learn how to wind pickups now. Like, I understand the guitar. I know how a pickup works. I know I've you know, dissected them. And I thought foolishly I was just going to be able to start winding, and within 6 months be like winding, you know, rewinds for people. Because I did not start at all. Even for the first year or two, I wasn't like, I'm going to sell pickups. That was not the, you know, but what it came down to was I thought I was going to learn how to do it in about 6 months, and it took probably 2 years. And that's because anyone else who was probably trying to learn how to do it would have thought that they got it within the first couple months. But I was like, no, this is really difficult. And the winding patterns and how you do things, every little aspect of it to the parts that you use matter. And it took a long time to really master the pickup winding thing. And I was surprised at how long it took me, I guess.
And then the floodgates opened.
Yeah, because once I started to wind, and at first it was just for myself, and I would obsess. I'd be up late night winding a pickup, listening to it for a while, tearing it apart, winding it a different way, listen to it again, until, you know, I couldn't listen anymore and had to, like, you know, retire for the night. But yeah, there was a point where there was like a eureka, like, wow, this is starting to sound good. And I started to put in my own guitars. And then I started to give some to some friends, and slowly but surely, you know, better winders too. I got better winding machines, because the first ones I built was like sewing machines, and that was like very short-lived, very noisy, trying to wind with a sewing machine motor. Yeah. and that was like a Lawler book thing, you know, I think that he wrote in one of his books.
Yep.
And then I moved on to a mini lathe, which was very quiet, and I put a counter on, and a stop and a reverse, and that I used for a while, well before I was selling pickups. You know, I got a good commercial winder when I started selling pickups finally. But when I was putting in my own guitars and giving them to friends in the beginning, I had very hand-built machines that I was using. Yeah.
You know, the pickup thing has always kind of fascinated me, because one of the partners that was on our show for a long time, his name is Jared Brandon, and he was the owner of Brandon Wound Pickups, and he's now a pickup guy at Gibson. And
great. Yeah, I heard that. I remember reading that somewhere.
Yeah. Absolute, just sweetheart of a guy, super knowledgeable. And it always made me, when you look at pickups, it's maybe the one thing that doesn't seem to have like the big fingerprint that everything else does. Unless you're doing something like super funky with the covers, or you've got your brand on it or something like that. Because if you put a row of pickups, row of P90s together, it's gonna be pretty tough to tell the difference between whose is whose, unless you play them. And even then, that there's
similarities. Yeah.
If you take the covers off, you can tell.
Yeah. Well, but it's not an obvious thing, is what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And there are only a couple of parts involved, right?
Yeah, really.
But yet it's one of the things that people are most passionate about on the guitar. And especially, and this is the whole reason why we do this, man, is because those four. So like Schroeder, dude, you gotta talk to Chris from Black Hat. AC Slade, you gotta talk to Chris from Black. Johnny, got to talk to. It's like you when you get locked onto somebody. Yes, your guitar. I'm sure the guitars sound great, but at a certain point, that margin of greatness at the upper echelon has to be nominal, if negligible, to the person who's building it. And then it becomes the attachment to say, this is my guitar with Black Cat pickups in it. This is my guitar with Lawler pickups in it. This is my guitar with TV Jones pickups in it. You know, it's like those. It's a stamp of
an upgrade
and who you're aligning with and why. It's just an interesting thing because there's not a lot of other things aside from the guitar itself, the name brand on the guitar or whatever, that has that personal connection to your guitar.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's huge. And I always tell people too, like a pickup and an amplifier is the majority of your tone. The wood and the guitar shape and the guitar itself, it definitely comes into play. And those of us who know and have a good ear can hear the difference between like cheap wood and good wood, but that's minimal compared to the pickup in the amplifier. That's the sound you're getting, because you can take those pickups out, put them into a cheap guitar, and still go, wow, this still sounds like my sound. It sounds pretty close, Yeah.
Well, it's also one of the things, like if you say, oh, what do you play? The first thing they're going to tell you is the exact model guitar, and then the next thing is probably going to be whose pickups are in it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's just an interesting thing.
Didn't used to be that way, but now it's definitely that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So when that many people that we've had on the show and that I have admiration for and respect say, you need to talk to this dude, I listen. So anyways, and one of the things that spurred one of the last recommends was you were featured in a video that came out. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was someone local who approached me, and it was someone who came here, and I didn't know that that was his business. He worked in the video audio business, and he came to me not too long after coming for repair, and he said, hey, would you be interested in me doing a documentary about you? And I said, well, a documentary about luthiers? Because I know people. And I shouldn't even say that. The first thing I said to him was no. Okay. I was like, no.
But that's on brand. So perfect. He wanted to do it even more.
Again, so that is very me to just like drop the ball on promoting myself, right. So I was just like, no. And I think that spun from being in bands and someone offering to do a video for the band and it coming out really bad. You know what I mean? I remember that when I was younger. Yes. And I was just like, no, I don't need someone to like tarnish my reputation with them. Right. Stupid. But he goes, listen, and I really liked him too as a customer, and his band was cool, and he was a really great guy. He goes, let me send you a couple of the documentary shorts I've done. And one was about a studio up in Maine, a well-known studio up in Maine, and one was, I forget what the other one was, but he sent me the two, and I watched them, and I was like, these are very well done. I like the way the people looked and sounded in them, and they were very professionally done. So he called me back at some point, because I still didn't call him, and I said, yeah, I'm interested. And I said, do you want to do it about luthiers? Because I know people. And he goes, no, I want to do it about you. You live in this like old church, and you've been doing this a very long time. And he's like, your life's very interesting. You wind these pickups that touring artists use, and so it just started out that way. And then I said yes to him. We had a couple conversations about the way it was going to go, and I asked him if he would at least interview some people that I work with. Which I don't know have you guys ever talked with Keith from Marvin Guitars?
Oh yeah, he's been on.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. So Keith, puts my pickups in his guitars. He's such a great builder, good guy, and so you saw that he was in it, and I met Johnny through him because we did NAMM together. Mm-hmm. I joined them and just kind of helped out at the booth one year when they were there because I was going to be out in California, and so I met him, and I met them all through Matt Gabbs, who I don't know if you've ever met. Yes.
Yeah. It's a weird circling.
They're quite the family. I've met a lot of people. I've met so many people through Gabbs. He's good at connecting people, and
he's like a what is it? The Kevin Bacon thing.
Yeah, you got
it. It's crazy.
5 degrees of separation.
Yes, always with everyone. You got it. He's been great, but he was one of the first, not one of the first. He's the first of them that I met. I was introduced to a lot of them through him, and then as some people Keith introduced me to then that he didn't, but all of them go back to, as you put it, to Matt, who was such a great guy. Yeah, and I still keep in touch with all the time.
Cool band too that he's in.
Yeah, he's always been in cool bands. I mean, that's why I met him, is that I used to go out, and again, this wasn't to promote myself. I would take my pickups out to shows that I was just going to, because I like them, was the Biter show. Mm-hmm. And I loved a lot of the circle of bands from Georgia that he knew and was friends with. I had gone out and seen over the years. And then the Biters were coming through Boston one time, and I just brought him and Tuck a pickup just because I was like, here, I love you guys here. Take a pickup. I want you to try it out because I think it'll fit, what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And that's how it started. So it was funny that has been a promotional tool for me now, but I did not, it wasn't like I was being smart and did it because I was trying to promote myself, right. But it really worked out. Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to use this logic for myself. Yeah, that would have come in very handy as a youngster. Prettiest girl in the room. Are you looking at me? No.
Exactly.
Done.
Yeah.
Married.
Yeah.
So now, where can people go see this movie?
Oh, well, that's the only problem right now is you can't. So, because he's still submitting it to film festivals, they don't like you doing that. Yes. They don't like you posting it up on YouTube. But I just saw him, and we sat down and talked. And when he's done with it, which should be somewhat soon, we're going to do a re-release kind of, and I'm going to re-promote it, where we're going to actually post it up somewhere. So we did talk about that. Just right now they can't, but you can, as you did. I always tell anyone who knows me or even just wants to reach out can send me a message, and I can send them a link to it to watch it. It's just a non-shareable link, so that so friends and customers can see it. We just can't post it anywhere just yet because he's still using it and submitting it to film festivals.
Understood. I'm going to be going back, maybe I'm going to go back and find that link, and I can show Tony here.
And if you don't, just hit me back again, and I'll send it out to you.
Okay, will do. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, do you know what the title is going to be?
Of the documentary short?
Yes.
Oh, God. Yes, it's called You Got It.
You got it. Oh, I just found the thing.
Yes. So that's funny as well because he finished it and he sent me the finished project. I mean, I had seen some edits ahead of time, but he's like, I think I'm done. I want you to check it out. And he sent it to me, and up came the, opening You Got It title. And I called him back, and he's like, what do you think? And I go, believe it or not, I think it's great. I thought there was no adjustments. I didn't want him to change anything. I thought he did a really great job. And I said, why did you call it You Got It, though? He goes, you say that all the time.
Oh.
someone will tell me to, hey, make sure you, just the pickups on that or whatever. And I'll be like, you got it.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I just did it. And now that he's titled that, I catch myself doing it all the time. And I'm just like, but I didn't know I did that all the time. And so it was really funny when he sent it to me and he named it. So yes.
Well, it's a little more catchy than nah.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. And so, and interestingly enough, Anthony Gemolero is the one who sent that to me.
Oh yeah, Anthony's great. I've never met him face to face, but we've talked a lot over the phone, and he's a talented.
Yeah, it's new guitar day every week for that dude.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Worse than me.
Yeah, he's been a supporter of our show for a long time, and we'd love to meet him someday in person as well.
Chris, let me ask you this: if you could, if the law came down and said you could only build one kind of pickup,
it's the PAF.
The PAF, okay.
I'm going to cut you off right there because, and I don't get me wrong. I have, if you go to my website, you'll see there's only 3 pickups listed, and I do a lot of other pickups besides that. But what I set out originally that I was hell bent on, it's going to be these 3, and those 3 are my favorite, and they're Gibby style products, meaning the PAF, the P90, and the mini humbucker, which to me, I realize, because I owned a lot of old vintage Epiphones. So for me, the mini humbucker is not a Firebird pickup. It's not a deluxe Les Paul pickup. It is not any of those later minis that came out. It's the original, Gibson bought Epiphone design of the mini humbucker. And I always thought those pickups in those old Wilshires and stuff sounded incredible. And then I would get a deluxe and I'd be like, this sounds nothing like it.
Yep.
So I worked hard in the beginning, and it was the first pickup I worked the hardest at was that mini humbucker, because I'm like, I'm going to design a mini humbucker because very few people do it. I think the pole piece mini humbucker that actually sounds like the good old Epiphone ones.
Yeah, it's true.
So that was something that I was like, at first I was like, I'm just going to make these. But, out of the 3 pickups, from a design standpoint, why I say the PAF is because I do love a humbucker as long as it's old school PAF design, so it has those flavors and quality of kind of like a Telecaster, you know what I mean? Not too much grind, clarity, but enough grind. Like, I love a good old PAF, and the design of it, the bobbins, the way it's screwed together, the whole thing, it's like the most well-designed pickup. So I think that's why, but I also still love a good P90 just as much, and the mini humbuckers as well. So if I had to pick one, it would be the PAF, but the reality is I love all 3 of those equally.
Nice.
Let me ask you a little bit more about the mini. We don't hear a lot about that. There aren't a lot of people running around with minis, but why not?
That's how I met Jeff.
What are we missing there?
That's how I met Jeff Schroeder too. So that's the only reason we have had a relationship now for like over 10 years was because of my minis. Someone out in LA told him, you have to go get these minis from this person. Because that in the beginning I had like mastered it. I spent so much time with those. But your question was, what is it about the mini?
Yeah, I mean, what are people? Clearly, I think we're missing something out there. Like, because you just don't see them on hardly any guitars. But
well, the thing with the minis is that you don't see them on other guitars, so it's not an easy just throw in type of thing. And I really can't answer that question because so many people ask me that. People who love them and use them in guitars. I have a lot of people now who will put it in a P90 position because you can use that deluxe ring and then put it in a P90 cavity. So I have a lot of people doing that. Telecasters, I put them, wind them for people to put in a lot of, but they're still the least the least number of pickups that I wind a year are minis for some reason. I always tell people, I'm like, you're crazy. If you've got more than a couple of guitars, you should have a guitar with minis.
So where do you place that in the sort of pickup spectrum of sound? Humbuckers being maybe the thickest and warmest, and like a lipstick at the bottom. Is that fair to say, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or single coil in general.
I always try to tell people this. When I describe them, I don't try to put them in between two pickups. I try to tell people it's exactly what you think. If you took a humbucker, a PAF, and you put it in a shrinking machine.
Shrunk it down.
Shrunk it down. It's obviously going to get, with the smaller parts and the tighter winding there, it's going to be like a smaller, tighter, a little more compressed miniature version of a humbucker, and that's what I want. To me, that's what the Epiphone one sounded like. The Firebird pickups sound quite different.
They're way too bright.
Yeah, way too bright. Exactly. Thank you. And then the Deluxe the same way, because for some reason, I don't know why this is, Gibson, they could get 8K on a Mini in the 60s in an Epiphone, but when it came to the Deluxes, they were like 7K.
Yeah.
So, and I think the Mini needs a little bit more. I think it needs, mid sevens up to just above 8 for a good set. So it does warm it up a little bit.
Yep.
And I don't think enough people, the bobbins are very delicate, and it's hard to get 8K on them. But if you spend the time and you learn how to do it, you can wind those not too tight, not too loose, just right, and get enough. You get 8K, because my bridge one is like 8.1 or something like that for my minis. And my minis do not sound harsh, but they sound a little bit more cutting than a regular humbucker, and they do have a little bit more single coil qualities, but I feel my PAFs do too. A lot of people tell me, and I say, yeah, they're supposed to. A lot of people say to me, wow, your PAFs have like some like telly qualities sometimes. I'm like, yeah, that's what a real original humbucker is supposed to sound like, Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, if you could put that sound to a singular artist or a singular sound from a particular song or album, is there something that that you could attribute that to?
To which pickup?
To the Mini.
To the Mini.
Yeah. This is just the most that we've ever discussed the Mini on the show in 400 plus episodes.
Yeah. I mean, initially, oh God, like a lot of people, when they think about minis, you think about MC5. Because he played a Wilshire.
Yep,
Radio Birdman.
Mm-hmm.
Another favorite for me later years was like the Helicopters. That's why I originally got into. Do you know them? The Swedish band Helicopters. Yeah. I really was into them for a long time, and I mean still am. But that was like the MC5, and then them with the Wilshire love,
Mm-hmm.
So I played a Wilshire for a long time. Yeah, I loved the minis. But yeah, there you go. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of these like mini players, like Firebird guys. You could go on about, Firebird guys and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. So those minis. Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to establish that there's yet another way to further distinguish yourself amongst the throngs out there. I mean, that's one of the things that we're constantly chasing as enthusiasts and musicians is like, how do I make this sound mine? How do I have my voice asserted without it basically just falling in line with what so many others sound like? So maybe that's another way for you to consider to do that out there, people.
Yeah, that, and the other one I always sell people on, which is a very close design wise, and I do these as well, but not a lot of people know this because it's kind of like I hardly ever post about it. But I do a really accurate filtertron. And a lot of my customers love those. My customers the other thing about minis I'm going to tell you is, and pickups like the filtertron, I have done for quite a few touring artists who say to me, I'm in a band with one other or two other, like if their singer plays guitar, two other humbucker guitars in the band, and they're like, I need to cut through the mix. That's why Jeff did it. He told me that later. I didn't even know that in the beginning. He told me the reason I switched to minis was because I didn't want to do single coils, because with in-ears in the 60 cycle hum, on big stages, I just couldn't deal with it. He said, but the reason he switched over was to cut through a wall of sound, that they make. And that's a good reason, another good reason to get them. And if they're done right, they cut through, but they're not overly bright like we talked about. Firebird.
It can be a great compliment.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Firebird pickups. I don't want to say that at all. I just know there's a sweeter version of that. And I always like to kind of navigate towards that sweeter version of things.
And Firebird pickups, of course, have a totally different architecture. I mean,
the bobbins are the same, but the whole the way the magnets are placed in it and all that, you're absolutely right. It's not a completely different pickup, it is, and it's the same goes with the filtertrons. No one ever talks about this, but the bobbins are super similar in size to mini humbuckers. So the filtertron bobbins are a little sturdier because the pickup's bigger and the bobbin can be made a little thicker. But the reality is the inner dimensions are very close to a mini humbucker. The difference is the minis are 7 to 8K and filtertron pickups are like 5 and 6K. They're like super low.
Yep.
And the magnet's giant. A lot of people don't know that about filtertrons. The power comes more from the magnet than any extra winds on there. So the magnet's like twice as big, if not bigger, than like a traditional PAF bar magnet. It's a very thick, very chunky magnet in there.
Yeah, I had an old Gretsch with Hylotrons.
Yeah.
And solid body Gretsch. And I mean, I metered the pickup. I said there's got to be something wrong because it only metered out at like
4, 8.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 and a half, say.
Yeah, I've seen some that low. I try to do them in the 4 to 5 range. Yeah. That's like the good vintage end of it, spectrum.
But it sounded incredible. I mean, it was a very full sound for a single coil.
Is it
pickup.
For what that reading is too?
Yeah.
You're like, this is crazy that
it made absolutely no sense to me, but I loved it.
Yeah, they're a good pickup if done right as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Holy mackerel! I think we just turned a lot of people on to some
some alternative
pickups. Yeah. For
sure.
It's
crazy that people don't. I'm going to say it again. People should be. It's like everyone does the humbucker P90 thing, and it's like to me, minis are like easily as good as those two pickups.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, when they finally get some in a guitar, they're like, "Wow, this works."
Super cool, man. Well. It has been an absolute delight learning all about your craft, the things that you hate to do, the success of your hate, and obviously the care and the thoughtfulness that you put into your work. I mean, I that's why people will investigate and obviously go back.
And thanks for doing what you do.
Yeah, man.
Oh, not only are you keeping guitars on the road, but you're helping people get some different sounds.
Making them sound good. Yeah, for sure. We have a little thing right now called
Would You Rather?
And Tony's going to light us up with this one, aren't you, Tony?
I'm going to light you up.
All right.
So, this week's Would You Rather is based on a true story.
Okay.
The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Uh-huh.
As some people know, in the 1970s, many Gibson PAF pickups from Les Pauls made their way into the parts drawers.
This is a timely one.
Oh, yes, it is. Made their way into the parts drawers of guitar shops after they were replaced by those hot new DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups. Some of those pickups ended up in modified, less expensive guitars of the day, replacing weak and noisy single-coil pickups.
Ah.
We're firing up the old Guitar Knobs time machine one more time.
I like it.
For a special trip back into the 1970s to find one of those elusive, inexpensive guitars with PAFs.
Yes. The only reason that doesn't get out so much is because it's really hard to find leaded fuel these days. So.
Yes. Well, yeah. You can buy the lead additive just doesn't work as well.
No, it's not the same thing.
The first guitar shop you see has two potential candidates.
Okay.
The first one is a modified mid to late 60s Gibson Melody Maker with potentially two PAFs. The other is a modified mid-70s lawsuit Ibanez Les Paul Jr. with potentially one PAF.
Oh.
Now, the shop doesn't know.
What was the first one again?
A Gibson Melody Maker with two pickups.
Yes.
The shop doesn't know what the pickups are and won't let you take it apart.
What year is a Melody Maker?
Mid-60s.
Okay.
Double cut.
Yeah, but is that the elongated? No, that's later.
Yeah, mid to late 60s would have the elongated, like the Joan Jett.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric Carmen guitar.
I'm tracking you.
Which was modified with PAFs, by the way. Now, you don't know. These could be PAFs. Mm-hmm. They might not be. They could be just cheap Japanese single coil pickups under a humbucker cover.
Right.
You don't know.
Okay.
Would you rather bring back the Gibson Melody Maker or the Ibanez Les Paul Jr.?
With just as is?
Am I supposed to answer this?
I'm going to answer first.
He's going to answer first.
You need clarification.
Yeah, I need a clarification.
The goal is to bring back
just the whole guitar.
You bring back the whole guitar.
Bring back the whole guitar. Okay.
You bring it back, and the game part of it.
But it's modified.
It's been modified.
So we're bringing it back as modified.
So the Melody Maker has two humbuckers in it.
Gotcha.
The Les Paul Jr. has one.
But it's an Ibanez.
But it's an Ibanez Les Paul Jr.
Okay.
Which are actually pretty cool guitars, too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean,
Okay.
So, would you rather bring back the Les Paul?
Okay. Tony, answer it.
I'm gonna break my code of silence.
What code of silence is that?
and I guess now it's many years ago.
Okay.
I did buy a two pickup Melody Maker that had what I believe were PAF pickups in it, although the decals were off the bottom.
Yeah.
They were definitely Gibson pickups, and it was a long, done a long time ago with a hammer and screwdriver modification. But I believe to this day that those were PAFs.
Okay.
I took them to several people. They could not confirm or deny.
The wine colored?
At this one actually had been stripped. So it was just back to brown mahogany. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, so that's the true part of the story.
Okay.
And of course I sold the pickups.
Sure.
So shoot me.
Okay.
I love both of these guitars. But I think it's a better bet, a safer bet, to bring back the two pickup in that at least maybe one of those is a PAF.
Okay. So the goal is that we're hoping for a...
We hope to bring back a cheapo guitar of the day. Not so cheapo anymore.
Exactly.
Either one of them.
Yeah, either one of them. And you're hoping to bring one back that has PAFs in it.
Okay. Oh, bring it back. Okay, that's where I was getting hung up.
It's a time machine.
That's where I was getting hung up. I thought you were saying bring them back into production.
Time machine.
Oh, okay.
Todd.
See, I knew I was missing something.
Time machine.
Yes. All right, I got you. I'm tracking you now. Okay.
So, when I bring back this guitar in the time machine,
yes.
I think it's a safer bet to bring back the Melody Maker.
That's fair. Okay. Chris, how about yourself?
Well, you could tell me that there was a PAF in the Ibanez, and I would still probably pick the Melody Maker. But I know that's not what we're going for here. So I agree with him. I would probably grab the 2 pickup one, hoping at least one of them would be.
Okay, gotcha.
Todd?
I'm going to go with the, because this would have been a lawsuit.
Lawsuit Ibanez.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up the lawsuit Ibanez because I think it's kind of cool and quirky and cool.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty cool guitars.
Yeah.
I've had some of those. Yeah, I've had a lot of the lawsuits over the years. They're great guitars.
Yeah, I keep looking. When I go to my reverb, thing, I'm like, oh, you've been looking at that. There's a lot of the lawsuit kind of stuff in there. So some in my head really wants.
Yeah, the Tote guys. I love the old Tote guys.
Yeah.
Love Rock series.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff.
So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yes, and for this, I'm hoping that it was that it was white and now it's all yellowed.
Well, okay.
It probably isn't that way, but
no, it probably isn't.
I would like it to be. Make it so
in your head.
Yeah, anything can happen. All right, thank you, Tony. That was very clear cut.
It was a head scratcher.
Yeah, for me. I don't know why.
Apparently.
Yes. All right, we need to thank a handful of people.
Oh, that's right, Todd, because at this point of the show, there is a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers.
Indeed.
Now, executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Very easy. Head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast.
Indeed.
Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win great stuff with our giveaways.
Yes. I just had to re-up a bunch of the orders for the things that go out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Huh. But in addition to all that great stuff, there's one thing more. What would that be, Todd?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Ton Kloss.
Ton Kloss?
Sorry, Don. I don't know.
You Icelandic for no reason?
Yes, I like the Ton Kloss. Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rebuzzer FX, John Sebastian, John Halverson. We got all the Johns. Mm-hmm. Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Plutone, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Barazin, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, and Vader in Pedals.
I like it.
Oh, but wait, Todd, there's more.
Please
because
tell me.
there's a special group of executive producers. We call them our Grand Poobahs. These are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones. And they wear a fez on their head whilst listening to the podcast. It's the law. Sorry. Better be doing it if you're listening. Special thanks to these Grand Poobahs: Anthony Gemalero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robinson, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, Jonathan Labate from M2 Labs, Ty Barnes, and our recent upgrade, James Castellano.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, James and others. Your stuff will be coming to you soon. Forthcoming to you soon. Well, we need to say a colossal thank you to Chris, a.k.a. Cat, Black Cat Guitars, for coming on the show, sharing his story, and just being a really great guest. It was great talking with you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
And can please point people where they can go get their mini humbuckers?
Yeah, you can, like I said earlier, it's the website's the best place to go, which is just blackcatguitar.com. Just because there's videos posted there and stuff, so they can go check out the pickups and check out some videos and, you know.
Outstanding.
Nice.
And be on the lookout for the forthcoming movie aptly titled
You Got It.
You Got It. That's right. And we'll do a announcement when that comes out, of course.
Yes, definitely.
And Sony Baloney, how about you? Where can people find the things that you do?
Real simple. Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out the things that I do. What do I do? I make custom pick guards for guitars. How do you get one? Shoot me an email. Let me know what you're trying to do, what you need, what pickups you're going to use.
Yeah.
What mini humbuckers you're going to use.
Yeah.
I'll make something special for you.
Yeah. Let's say you got a lawsuit guitar and you want a cool new pickguard on it. Can you do that, Tony?
I can do that.
Perfect.
You got it.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to start using that.
No, you can't. You can't co-opt it before it gets famous. Jeez.
As my friend Chris always says, you got it.
Yes. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for all of you who send the messages, many of which we share. We're happy to do that. And we'd just love to, get to know you, learn a little bit about you. And, that's what this whole thing is about. So make sure you do that. Give a listen to the Valentinos, by the way, when you're driving around these days.
Yes.
We're back in action. We got a show coming up. I'm very excited. We got a whole bunch of new songs stacking up. And
very AM-friendly radio.
The Valentinos, yes. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you really, really, really want something, just say no. Okay.
Tell them they can't have it.
Tell them they can't have it. Indeed. Thank you, Chris. And hope everybody has a fantastic Guitar Week. Subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Chris. You're still with us, right?
I am here.
Perfect. All right. I just had a visual of a Schwinn Stingray with the banana seat, but without
Love
the big
those,
high
yeah.
back thing, and you're just hanging onto the back. Okay. Yeah, we'll make sure and hype it up so that you don't want to do it.
That is way cool. Dr. No. It is totally Dr. No. I love it.
It's just remarkable.
It's lighter than I thought it was going to be.
It looks like it is going to weigh a ton.
Yeah.
And it is lighter, but I mean, it's insane. I can call it up right now and prove you wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Or you can save face and just say,
Prove me
Todd,
wrong.
You're probably right.
Prove me wrong, Todd.
We have to do the show right now.
Oh, see how it works?
And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.